Queen Elizabeth II. Now, this hearse carrying the Queen is on its way to Windsor Castle, where there will be a private burial ceremony for her family. The Queen will be interred beside her late husband, Prince Philip. Moments ago, President Biden, who attended the Queen's funeral, left London. He's expected back in Washington at 2:30 Mountain Time. You know, as the procession has been going through the streets, we've been noticing mourners throwing flowers at the hearse as it goes by, and it's just been very touching to see all the British people come out and say their final goodbyes to Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II.
For miles, as far as the eye can see, the mourners are lining the procession there. Well, back here at home, we want to take a live look outside from our mile-high camera across downtown, and a beautiful sunrise. Broncos country, certainly waking up happy, I guess, for the win.
Yes.
Thankful would be the better word. Thankful for the win, but kind of wondering, where do the Broncos go from here after some questionable play last night? One bright spot, Katie, was the weather was great, and hopefully that will continue today.
Yes, we're in for t-shirt and shorts kind of weather this afternoon, with daytime highs reaching around 90 degrees once again here over the metro area. This morning it's mild, sunny, 60 degrees downtown and low to mid 60s moving into the airport, with 50s currently over Fort Collins and Greeley. So you may want that extra layer early on today, but later on this afternoon it is going to feel more like summertime. Temperatures into the mountains starting off in the low 30s in Leadville. We're now at 39 degrees with 40s moving into Steamboat Springs, down through Vail and Aspen. If you're getting ready to pop out the door, expect mostly sunny skies. By 11 o'clock, we'll hit 79 degrees, pleasant around lunchtime in the low 80s, but it will be quite warm through the late afternoon and early evening hours. 90 is our expected high out at DIA. The record today is 96, so we're getting close to that. Typically this time of the year, we top out in the high 70s in Denver and over the eastern plains. But here's a look at Futurecast for today. You can see a lot of sunshine, some gustier winds at times out west with increasing cloud coverage downtown, and then more sunshine on tap for Tuesday. But Jason, we have some rain moving into the mountains for tomorrow and widespread rain here in town by Wednesday.
And that fog's slowing you down over to the Sterling area up along I-76, and we have a serious crash that's closing down Highway 6 west of Golden from 119 to Highway 93. So the section both directions closed down. So I-70 to the bottom of Floyd Hill or to Central City Parkway gets you around that. We have a big crash up here to the north on I-25. The southbound side is messed up because of a crash right before 392. Take a look from the camera up there south of Harmony, and you see how traffic is all stacked up. They actually toned it out again, so more fire rescue crews coming out here. That left lane's blocked, and through that construction zone, it's so tight in there, it just really slows down the traffic even worse. So county roads are going to help you out. Southbound on, or outbound side of Pena Boulevard still messed up with a crash that we have blocking several lanes there near 56. So Tower Road, even though there's a lot of traffic lights in there, is still going to get you around it. And we have a water line break just north of 6th Avenue on Peoria, so that is closed down right now. So Del Mar Circle, either direction, will help you get around it. So we have some heavy traffic in those usual spots on the highways and all these other problem spots we're dealing with right now.
Aurora lawmakers will talk about the future of sedatives in the hands of first responders tonight. A city councilman is introducing a resolution to keep paramedics from using a drug to replace ketamine. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us live with more on the proposal. And Veronica, lawmakers have been talking about this since Elijah McClain's death in 2019 after he was shot with a sedative.
They have been, and Aurora council member Curtis Gardner, he's the one who's going to be introducing the sedative ban. He says sedatives have no place in the hands of Aurora paramedics. So this ban's going to be introduced during a study session that's happening today. The resolution would actually ban sedatives for the next 3 years. This is beyond what's already being used as of December 31st of last year. So this means that if this resolution is passed, Aurora city manager would have to have Aurora Fire Rescue refrain from adding any new sedatives to its emergency medical services protocols for that 3-year period. So this does come after the medical director who oversees AFR's program said just last month he'd be introducing a new sedative. It's called droperidol to paramedics kits. That's a fast-acting sedative that works as a tranquilizer and would be used in situations where ketamine had been used before it was banned. Gardner told Denver 7 he has multiple concerns about sedatives here in Aurora, and one of them stemmed from the death of Elijah McClain.
I think first, concerns about civil liberties, about injecting a sedative into somebody without their permission. But I think the bigger issue I have is we have firefighters currently indicted for murder charges for administering a sedative, ketamine, that was previously in our medical protocols. And I just don't understand why we would take the risk of introducing an additional sedative while those charges are still pending.
And if this is approved by the majority of City Council, this ban would go into effect immediately. We'll keep you updated on what happens. We're live in Aurora this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
A heartbreaking loss for an Arvada family after a child died while riding an electric scooter. Investigators say a car collided with the scooter Saturday night on Candelas Parkway near the Indiana Street intersection. The driver stayed at the scene. Police have not identified the child. Right now, no charges have been filed. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation is looking into a serious injury a 20-year-old Greeley woman got while in police custody Friday night. A Platteville officer detained her in a squad car parked on nearby railroad tracks while going through her car as a part of an investigation. The police car was then hit by a train. The officer and train crew were not injured, but the suspect had to be taken to the hospital. Her condition is unknown at this time.
Another sad update to a story we brought you last week. A grandmother attacked by 2 pit bulls in Golden has died. Police say the dogs belong to the family too. The 89-year-old woman and her 12-year-old grandson were attacked Wednesday in their own backyard. The boy is in stable condition, but officers had to use tasers and beanbag rounds to get the dogs to stop attacking. Investigators say one of the dogs was euthanized. The other is at an animal shelter.
And you're taking a live look at Empower Field at Mile High this morning. It is very quiet there, but yesterday, Broncos country packed the stands for Russell Wilson's first home game.
It was loud with cheers and some boos midway through the game. It was not pretty, but Russell Wilson did get his first win as a Bronco. Nathaniel Hackett got his first win as a head coach, so good news there, but it's clear the team has a lot to work on. Here's Denver 7 Broncos insider Troy Rank.
The Broncos need not apologize for their first win of the season, but man, this was more graffiti than Da Vinci. No Broncos team has ever been penalized as many as 25 times in back-to-back games. They have done that. No team since 2010 has reached the red zone 6 times in its first 2 games and not scored a touchdown. The Broncos own that distinction. They are starting to look for the positives while knowing they must improve greatly.
I'm excited because we were able to win a tough game like today, and you need those kind of games because down the road, when it's a playoff game or when it's late in the season and everything else, and you need that game, you have something to go back to.
We got to be better with our time management, clock management. I know we need to get out of the huddle quicker as an O-line and get to the ball. I could go over a lot more things, but I think that there's good and bad to take away, but it's really hard to win in this league, so I'm super amped up about the win.
The defense deserves credit. Even without Justin Simmons, the secondary played well, and the pressure from Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory, and Draymond Jones these first 2 weeks has been impressive. But Coach Nathaniel Hackett, he needs to look in the mirror, find self-awareness, because he has got to clean up the game day operation and the play calling if this team is going to be a contender this season. Reporting from the stadium, Troy Rank, Denver 7.
And we should get updates to 2 key players today, Jerry Jeudy and Patrick Surtain. Jeudy injured his ribs hitting the turf during a catch, and Surtain came off the field midway through the second quarter, favoring his left shoulder. He was ruled out at halftime and will undergo an MRI today.
Well, through the good times and the bad, Broncos gear still flying off the shelves, and now the team is partnering with a local clothing brand to release a new line of merchandise for fans. The Broncos are working with the brand Be a Good Person. Both organizations say their relationship is a testament to their shared community values and service. The official release of their 7 unique co-branded pieces of clothing started Friday.
We've actually been working on this project for almost 2 years now. This has been in the making for a while. It's our first official NFL Denver Broncos collab.
Those fans showed up at their Rhino location Friday. The gear is also being sold at the Broncos store at Empower Field. Denver 7 is your home for Monday Night Football tonight. The Minnesota Vikings take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff is set for 6:30 over on Channel 7.
Coming up, a switch at the gas pump could be saving you money soon. How the changing weather is helping. And President Biden says American troops would defend Taiwan from a Chinese invasion, but the White House is helping clarify his comments this morning. And again, we want to take a live look from West London. This is actually in Windsor, and Queen Elizabeth II's hearse is arriving there now. We'll continue our coverage of the procession throughout the morning.